Okay, kitties, there's nobody here to see if our audio is working. Maybe somebody will show up in a minute. Oh, hi, somebody's there. It's just the crazy old cat lady. And the last time I used my StreamYard, I had to end the live rather quickly because, hi, Linda. Linda, how is the audio, honey? That's what I'm trying to check. The last time I went live using StreamYard, hi, AC, I had to end the live because chat was letting me know that the audio was, I think the word they were using was crackling. It's good. Hi, Teresa. Greetings, darling. Okay. Well, I'm coming on with no content. I really didn't expect this time of day for any of you kids to show up. I was just hoping that at least one person would pop in and help me see. Okay, so we've got everything else is working okay. There's AC and Teresa. And Linda's saying that the audio is good, and Teresa's saying hi, and the audio is good. Darlings, G. Willikers, here I am after Rags' morning routine. I suppose I could have checked the audio on the other channel where I can just blah, 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 rather than the kitty cat channel. But so I guess we can hang out for a minute. I'm sorry that there was no live stream or video yesterday. We didn't have any packages to open. And the boss and I just decided to let it be Sunday. And it was very late in the afternoon or early evening when I realized that I had not even done the subscribers here the courtesy of making a community post saying there won't be a live today, Sunday, yesterday. So, hi, Sassy Ann. So I apologize for that. I should have let you guys know. My bad. But Rags is doing great, as everybody knows, or probably knows. She will be spayed day after tomorrow. It will be my first experience, like everything else, pretty much, with Rags. So I don't know how long it's going to take her to, I need to research. Sassy Ann is saying hi to Teresa. I haven't been on StreamYard in so long, I'm just now remembering I can actually, hi Patty Ponytail, that the Ninja Kittens are on Rampage. I'm just remembering that I can highlight your comments. So I'm a little bit nervous about the aftercare. Of course, Dr. Sarton, our veterinarian, is excellent with consultation. So I know they'll brief me on everything. But gee willikers, guys, I wish that it was spring or summer instead of the cold. I mean, it's not terribly cold here right now. Most, depending on where you live, might say it's not cold at all. But it gets pretty chilly overnight. And I don't know, you know, she lives outside in her kennel, which is very well protected, of course. But I'm thinking that aftercare for a dog that is likely a year old, as best as Dr. Sarton can guesstimate, for a spaying is going to be a little bit different than kitty cats. Hi, Alwyn. Alwyn, I just needed to check out my webcam audio because it was so crackly. Well, Alwyn, that's what I've wondered about. 10 to 14 days. But AC, how do I keep her from jumping around? I realize that when it comes to the rescues, I tend to over worry a bit. I am going to have her chipped, of course, and we will use the, Dr. Sarton offers the laser treatment after surgery that enhances and accelerates healing. In the crate at night just for warmth. Yeah, Owen, that's... So I need to make a plan of action after I end this live stream, which really is going to be pretty short because I really don't have any content other than talking about Rag's upcoming spaying, which I'm sure you can tell. You guys have been around me long enough now. I think you can tell by the expressions on my very expressive face. Miss Susan's worried. So when we end the live, I'll start Googling information aftercare in her situation. This evening, when the boss gets home, we can go ahead and begin getting things situated. We can put the kennel in the kitchen where in the video or live stream, I think it was we did before, when I turned the camera and said the kennel can go here, we can go ahead and get that in the kitchen and get it situated. I'm assuming, like the cats, that she's going to be very, very drowsy when we first come home and likely for several hours. But guys, I don't know about getting her out of the kennel, getting her to go outside. There's so much to think about now that it's just 2 days away. Not that I haven't been considering these things all along, but I will admit that in the moment of the day-to-day care of the rescues and the chores involved with that, I beg your pardon, that I have I have admittedly pushed to the back burner, okay, how are we going to handle all of this afterwards? So, not like I haven't given it any consideration at all. I'm not that irresponsible. But I'm concerned about how it's all going to go. Well, thank you, Alwyn. It's good. It's good to see you too, honey. I had mentioned I think on my other channel, or maybe it was here, when you have two channels, it can get a little like, what did I say where? Because on the other channel, I do, because I have viewers there that are interested in Rags and in the rescue cats, so I'll mention things from time to time. But one reason I had gone back to using my phone, there were several reasons, but one of the main ones, using my phone rather than StreamYard here at the desktop, was the lighting in here is really, really poor for the very inexpensive webcam I have here. Who is this? Here's Summer Lucille. Summer Lucille. You better say hi to everybody. You better say hi. But the lighting in here is so poor that it made my skin look gray-ish. My teeth were looking gray-ish. The shadows were weird, and they still are. So what I'm trying today, and I don't know how it looks on your end, but on my end, it looks a lot better. Hey, improvise, adapt, and overcome. I have our camping lantern. I have our camping lantern sitting on the desk. Elizabeth, is that one of those? Let me grab that. Honey, is that one of those that has like the handle and it feeds out and you can like latch it as well? Is that what you're talking about? I'll tell you what, there have been times. Thank you, Owen Flo. No, not that. A gentle leader. Okay, well, yeah, Sassy Ann. And guys, I'm sorry I'm jumping all over here. Please bear with me. Over the last 6 weeks or so, not using StreamYard, I've grown unaccustomed to highlighting your chat. So bear with me. We'll get back in the rhythm. We'll get back in the rhythm here, especially since it's getting chilly and I would actually prefer to be inside. The nice thing with the phone, though, is we can roam around. And I do like to be able to roam around. Sassy Ann is saying, oh, wow, if you're going to put her in a crate inside, she will do great. Soft blankets, and that's all she needs. And Sassy, that's what we're really tossing around here. And thank you all for your willingness to help, to give advice. Those of you who are canine rescuers, or if not rescuers, are dog folks. You cannot imagine, or maybe you can, how greatly appreciated your input and advice is in regards to Rags Care. No kidding. I get to see that deer in the head look, a deer in the headlights. So, hi, Roberta's World. Hi, darling. Love you. And Elizabeth, she gets walked at night, of course, already. But good morning, Victoria Burgess. Thanks, guys, again for hanging in there with me. I'm a little bit anxious, not anxious, like bad anxious, but just like, oh, I can highlight chat. Sandy Gant, may I suggest running up dog training on the tube, put in the exact problem you're having? Yes, Sandy Gant, yes, great advice, and I will. Let me grab Patty Ponytail here again. Patty Ponytail. Susan, you'll be surprised how good it will go. As owners, we worry too much. My 9-month-old lab had hernia surgery at the same time. She actually did so well. I had a hard time keeping her down. That's another thing I'm worried about, because she is highly active. I mean, when she's in her kennel, she's relaxed. She naps a lot. um, kind of cat-like. um, she, of course, has toys in there. Um, once a day, I give her her Kong with either peanut butter or cheese in it to help her stay busy. She loves the bully sticks. That helps her stay busy while she's in the kennel. Uh, but when we come out of the kennel, uh, she's immediately got that tail wagging. Her whole hind end wags. And she's established certain patterns of walking depending on, do I need to pee pee? Do I need to poo poo? Or do I just want to stroll around in the yard and bother Mr. Grayson? It's more like Mr. Grayson picking on her. They're so funny together. Okay, let me read. Let me finish the thought, and then I'll read Alwyn Flo's chat. But she's very regular with her poo-poo. I get up at 5:15 a.m. The first thing I do is suit up, go out, get her on the leash, and we take the pee-pee poo-poo walk. Between 5:30 and 6 a.m., regular as clockwork. You guys probably think I'm so dumb. Hi, BC. When it comes to dogs, I am. I don't know if that's normal for dogs, but it's between 5:30 and 6 a.m. poo-poo, and between 5:30 and 6 p.m. Twice a day, regular as clockwork. Okay, but other than those two walks, our other getting out of the kennel time, we spend 30 minutes to an hour, 2 to 3 times a day. She takes up a lot of my time. I'm not complaining. I love the exercise and I love interacting with her. Okay, so on the other walks, the play walks, now my habit is, rather than bringing a treat, we bring a toy. She knows the difference. Instead of going to pee-pee place or poo-poo place, we go to the play place of the yard. She leads me to the play place in the yard, which is away from the poo-poo place and the pee-pee place. Here again, you guys probably go, this old lady is so dumb when it comes to dogs. She knows I have the toy. We take a different toy each time to keep it a little bit more interesting, perhaps for her, and engaging, a little more entertaining. Hi, Lady 7-Up. And I am going to get to Alwyn Flo's chat there. I'm not comfortable enough yet to take the leash off at the collar. But when she gets me where she wants me to be, then she sits down and looks up at me. I take the toy out from under my arm. We play tug of war for a few minutes, and then she sits down and looks at me. And then I fling it as hard as I can from play corner of the yard, which is where she's going to come back to. And I let the leash slip off my hand. Y'all, she runs like wildfire. and I see the border collie in her. She runs to whatever that toy is. She grabs it. Usually, she runs right back to me. She doesn't drop it yet. She has a couple of times. But generally, she runs back to me and lays down at my feet, and I pick the leash back up. The reason I'm afraid to take the leash off the collar is that if she changes what she does, if there's a distraction that makes her want to run to the road, because she doesn't go to the pavement. The training that I just somehow intuitively did, if y'all were here at the beginning with Rags, you'll recall, I'm sure, that I began by walking her, this is your yard, and not allowing her to get on pavement. This is your yard. It's a big yard. She knows she knows where her yard is. Wow. Okay. So, but when she runs back to me and the leash is still on her collar, I can reach down and grab the leash as soon as she gets to me, just in case. Because if she were to bolt, like if there's a potential distraction that I haven't noticed. Because before I throw the toy, I do, would it be called a 360? Hi, Summer. Hi, Sweet Tea. Because of the outdoor rescue cats, I more than glance. I started to say I glance. Indeed, I gaze. Is there a cat that she might run after instead? No, check. Is there a neighbor strolling down the road, headed to the walking trail? No, check. Is Smokey in his yard? No, check. Do I hear any tires on pavement anywhere? No, check. Now we can throw the toy. I'm overprotective. I've always been overprotective of anything in my care, even inanimate objects. It is part of my nature. That's just how it is. I think I'm set in my ways with that. When I was a little bitty kid and I had dolls and stuffed toys, I made absolutely sure that they were secured and covered up exactly the right way before I went to bed. That's stuffed toys and dolls. So it's that part of my nature is even bigger when it comes to living things that the good Lord above has allowed me to have stewardship and care of, including the boss. So after I check all of that and I fling that toy, like I was saying, back to kind of where I started there, I see that border collie in her, because often when she gets the toy, she's already got me standing where she wants to end up. That's where she's led me to, is that corner, play corner of the yard. Y'all, she runs in a circle, a big one, free. I don't want to cry. She runs free. And her posture when she does it is like the posture I have seen of border collies in videos on YouTube and different, other social media platforms, or even on television back in the day before the internet, when you just watched TV and would watch animal channels. Like she's hurting, like not herding, 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 and has a certain crouch. It's so delightful, and it's, I don't know, it makes something joyful bubble up inside me to see her doing it. And she'll do that, 3-4 times maybe, and then she runs to me and lays down at my feet and will either drop the toy, or sometimes she'll keep it in her mouth because she wants to tug or war and do it again. And so we do that regularly to get her out and get her running. So after the spaying, I see we've developed this pattern of behavior together. Hi, Eliza. So, Sweet Tea, your girl is a herder too. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Isn't it wonderful? I would just, okay, my heart is so bound up with Rags now that the idea of letting her go to another home is so hard to think about. But y'all, if a really good rancher or farmer that had cattle or sheep with big pastures out in the country would come and give her a good, letting her go would be so hard. But if it would give her I'm sorry. But if it would give her that is apparently so natural to her. Oh, especially if it was somebody where I could go visit. I'm sorry. I'm just imagining her out in a big open field, being able to do what a border collie would do. Sorry. So I'll influx chat. The gentle leader is a training collar, which, when properly fitted, gives an owner complete control of the dog's head and therefore the body. It is not a muzzle. Yeah, I do not want to muzzle her. I don't want any, I don't wish to offend anyone that uses any methods with canines that have become successful for them, for whatever needs they may have. But I do not, I will not muzzle her. I will not use any sort of shock collar, no bark collar. If it isn't gentle and loving and appropriate in that way, no way. So, Roberta's World. Show it. I'm trying to get it to show. What happened? Oh, my friend. Roberta's World, y'all. Roberta's World is high not summer. Everybody, Roberta's World and I are friends behind the scenes, as they say here on YouTube. We communicate on the Ninja Kittens, or Roberta's World and I communicate almost daily, sometimes more than once a day. Roberta's World, you're making me cry happy tears. Tammy T. Yes. Oh, I've been so worried about her. Oh, what wonderful news, Tammy T. Thank you, God. Yes. Oh, Roberta's World, people have been praying for you, honey, across the board. Roberta's World, Sweet Tea saying to you, praise God. Yes, indeed. And Roberta's World's whole family is crying happy too. Oh my gosh, what wonderful news. Flies on the coleslaw, honey. We're crying happy. And folks, this is a cat rescue channel plus rescue dog rags. If you're new, hi, my name is Susan, and welcome to Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction plus Rags the Rescue Dog. This live stream has taken a little bit of a turn. With such wonderful news from my friend here, Roberta's World, in our chat. And my wonderful, wonderful friend Flies on the Coleslaw, aka Coleslaw Kitty Stalkers. Let's read a few chats and let me recover. Sandy Gant. As Sweetie, I had an Aussie once that could climb fences. I made a section at the top about a foot that tilted in, and it would stop her from going over, like kind of like the top of a kitty cat fence. Victoria Burgess is saying, thank you, God. Sandy is asking how tall Sweet Tea's fence is. Lady 7 Up, that is the first thing we do when we move, is put the dog's fence up before anything. My hair, I don't care. Sassy Ann, at Lady 7 Up, my yard is fenced also. I have doggy doors so mine can even get out whenever they need to. I'm afraid of fire, so when I'm gone, they can get out. Sassy Ann, honey, I'm so grateful that I'm an old retired lady. And I very rarely leave the house because I don't really have any reason to. And I'm an old woman that worked all her life, right? So my goal when I got old was to stay home. So usually on Social Security check day, I go to town and run a few errands, post office, Dollar General, grocery, maybe. And something that I think a lot of people don't know about me here on this channel, I beg your pardon. I was the first female firefighter in the state of Oregon in 1974. And so I'm, although it's a long, long time ago, once the training is instilled in you, it remains. So all the ensuing years, since not being a firefighter any longer, which I was only a firefighter for 2 years, I had a baby. I wanted to be with the baby. Plus, I was I breastfed. Don't want to be TMI, but I needed to be with the baby, so I quit being a firefighter. But back to my point is this: I think about things like that, and fortunately, as a crazy old cat lady who's now retired, I have teardrop stains on my glasses, and it's distracting. I have the plan just in case something happens. I have the plan because we live in Tornado Alley here in north central Arkansas, and we have the old-fashioned underground storm cellar built like in the late 1950s, early 1960s. As a matter of fact, one of the things that's going to happen today, although we are nearing the end of tornado season, it occurred to me over the weekend that I need to put a kennel, a crate, in the storm cellar. Because on the rare occasion that the tornado sirens go off, Lillian, her granddaughter, her great-granddaughter, and Smokey, the service dog, we all go to our storm cellar. Now, we know that Rags and Smokey are now friends. Their socialization was wonderful. I've told you guys about it, and I hope to, as soon as I can figure out how to facilitate it, actually record them playing together so you guys can see it. It's wonderful. But thinking ahead, like with the fire thing, now we have Rags. So there would be 2 canines and 1, 2, 3, 4 adults and a toddler in our storm cellar, which is set up now for not Rags. So today I'm going to take the smaller of the 2 large crates, transport crates, down into the storm cellar and get things set up so that if the sirens go off and we have to go to the storm cellar and Lillian and Smokey and the others are at home and need to join us, Rags can be in a crate and Smokey can be out. I just think that it... Are you rebuking anything happening to me, Roberta's World? Thank you. Earlier, I think it was Elizabeth Lander was, oh, hi, Be the Bean. Yeah, we mothers, Sassy, and we moms always have a backup plan. But yeah, in case of fire, I have crates, kitty cat transport crates at the ready. And if push were to come to shove, I would literally put them out the windows. The indoor rescue cats. That would not be my favorite, of course. But I do have the plan. Of course, we humans plan for the unforeseen. Often when the unforeseen comes, plans can go awry. But I do strongly encourage having a plan in place in case of emergency, that you don't, when it comes to your fur babies, that you are not in panic mode and at the same time wrestling with rescue. So I strongly encourage having at least a baseline plan in place. This, then this, then this, then this. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. If it has not become apparent to my audience, I would give up myself before I would give them up, if you catch my meaning. I'm trying to be delicate about how I say that because we are a monetized channel on YouTube. I would give up myself rescuing them. So pretty sure that you guys have kind of figured that out anyway. Be the Bean is saying, I was drone search and rescue along with dangerous drug task force. You're 100% correct. Training stays with you. Yes, Be the Bean. It does. I've mentioned before that our bungalow was built as a house raising by the family and friends of the young couple who had gotten married in 1939. When this house was originally built, there was no electricity and no indoor plumbing. So everything in later years, and I don't know when, was retrofitted. So one of my concerns here in our bungalow, there's lots of new stuff, but the electrical wiring is not new. So you got to think about stuff like this, because if you're in an older home, and I know I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole here, but I'm talking about and focused on the safety of and potential need for rescue of fur babies in an emergency situation. One of my concerns is when it comes to the electrical wiring. This house was not wired for an automatic dishwasher, which I have, a microwave, which I have, an automatic washer and dryer, which I have, a gas furnace with an electric fan, which I have, central heating and air, which I have, computers, which I have, phones, tablets, other devices like cat toys that have to be charged, which we have. So I think about things like, don't overload the circuits. So one of these days, if I ever get my rich uncle out of the poorhouse, might get some new wiring. I mean, it's all been inspected. Please don't go into, oh my gosh mode. Please don't. We don't have problems with the wiring. I'm talking about thinking ahead. What do I do if X or Y or Z happens when it comes to my fur babies? What do I do? Right now, what do I do is learning what do I do when I bring rags home. On Wednesday evening, hoping it's not raining or snowing or anything weird like that. Hi, Patty Barnett. Honey, potentials. We're talking about potential. I kind of went down a rabbit hole where fur babies are concerned based on some of the chat. Thinking ahead, a little bit of pre-planning, like if you have fur babies in the house and you have a house fire. If you have fur babies in the house and or outside, and like me, you live in Tornado Alley and the sirens go off. That kind of thing, sweetheart. Hey, Nana for Life. Hi, lovely. Now, I have updated breakers. I do. Yeah, I got, when the power was run to the barn, there's a new breaker box with all the switches and stuff, that throws the switch if needed. And, never had a switch throw, and been here for a decade. Well, it'll be a decade in April, this coming April. We've been here for 10 years. But no, we have updated breakers, so we're good. We ain't got no fuse box. Nana for Life, honey. I don't know. I have no idea. Pray a little louder, Elizabeth Lander. Babies, I'm so far behind in your chat. I'm so sorry. Let me see. Babies, I've gotten so far behind in your chat. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Yeah, Patty, potential. And what is the potential? Nana for Life. I think most people in this chat will know what I'm talking about. And this is a complete aside. This is not about fur babies at all. But I want to say it here publicly on a live stream. The Christmas tree is stunningly beautiful. The Christmas tree for the missing children in Kingsport, Tennessee. I believe at Fort Henry Mall. Please feel free to correct me in the chat. Most of you here know what I'm talking about. I don't address those matters on this channel, but Nana for Life is in my live chat. Thank you, Nana for Life, and everyone associated with that Christmas tree for the missing in Tennessee. God bless and keep you, Nana for Life, forever. Hi, Cheryl Mahaffey. Yes, Roberta's World. There are photographs. I believe I shared one on my community tab on the other channel on Lip Locked No More. I'm quite sure I shared one yesterday. If I did not, I will go find one. You can also see photographs of the tree on a channel called Chasing Truth Unplugged. The beautiful Tracy Ann, I believe she was also involved with that tree. Fort Henry Drive, Linda Dunn, thank you, darling. Nana, I was, hi, Ann. Fort Henry Cinemas at Fort Henry Mall in Kingsport, Tennessee. There's a wonderful group. Nana for Life, you would? Oh, please. Please. Let me put my email. I think, can I chat in my own chat? My email is okay, Nana for Life. In the chat, I just put my email address. Oh, Flies dropped it before. Coleslaw Kitty Stalker is several steps ahead of me. Nana for Life, may I share them on the community tab of Lip Locked No More, which is, as you know, is my other channel that deals with matters of that type. That way, Roberta's World. Hi, Molly Colley. Flies, I think I just hid Molly Colley. Oh my goodness. Molly Colley. Oh, how do I? Molly Colley, or what? Oh, should I? All right. I'm sorry. If I should. If I shouldn't have hidden it, but if it said what I thought it said, then it should be hidden. Because I thought it had the word B-I-T. If it had the word B-I-T-C-H in it, I don't need a break. I got to get used to StreamYard again, Roberta's World. I haven't been on StreamYard for like 6 to 8 weeks. Don't hold me to that. Okay, so guys, we've been on here almost an hour. Flies, I don't know how I went to unhide, but it won't. How do I? Stop laughing at me. Okay. I'll get a headache. Roberta's World. I don't get headaches. Isn't that something? Isn't that a blessing? I get all kinds of other aches, but I don't get headaches. Okay, so I haven't had my water this morning. I've had this much. Roberta's World, I've had that much water this morning. Oh, Lordy, now you can see I'm in my leggings and I'm barefooted. I wasn't planning on standing up and allowing you to see me from the waist down. I'll have a drink of water. Okay, you guys fixed it. Okay. It was Molly Colley, it was a knee-jerk reaction because I saw the BI thing and I was like, no, not over here. I got kids that watch this channel, grandkids. Roberta's World. You're needed. You don't be telling me I'm needed. You're needed. And I don't mean like bread dough. Okay, guys, so my assignment is research aftercare for rags. Plan kennel for rags. She will either come inside, or if we cannot figure out how to do that, then before Wednesday, which would be like today or tomorrow, I will send the boss to Tractor Supply to get the brooder lamp. And I will use the brooder lamp for warmth. And that's as far as I can go right now. I got to do the research. Plus the kit. Here's what I'm dealing with while I'm trying to do a live in here. Hang on. That's Summer Lucille, Utah. And the whole time that we've been on here live, they're walking across the desk. They're jumping up. Hi, Carrie Bishop. Baby, I'm getting ready to. Oh, you just got your notification? How interesting. Carrie Bishop, because did John McKinney get a notification? The only reason I'm asking Carrie is because, where did she go? Oh, let's see. Let's call out Carrie Bishop before we say. Carrie, that's amazing, because everyone else that's in chat and has been here for almost an hour, they got their notifications almost an hour ago. So Carrie, y'all, and look what she's doing. Look. Okay, look here. Watch what Carrie's trying to do. Oh, Eliza, good morning with hearts. Flies, good morning with hearts. And Roberta's World, good morning with hearts. And Alwyn Flow, good morning with hearts. Some managing moderator you are. Well, okay. Here's why Carrie can get a pass. Carrie lives on the West Coast. So our time zones are 2 hours apart. If I go live at 7 a.m., it's 5 o'clock in the morning for Carrie. And I wouldn't blame her even if she got a notification of just rolling over and going, I ain't dealing with no crazy old cat lady at 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. See, look. She's doing, watch. Hi, Sadie Girl's mama. What, honey? What followed somebody home and went right in the... I love how the custom emojis read out on the screen. Instead of seeing the custom emoji, it's hello cat, hello cat, hello cat, hello cat, hello cat. Hi, Susan BCO. Yeah, Eliza, we need coffee before too much crazy. I had my 1 cup. I turn on the coffee kettle at 5:15. I turn it on low when I get up, and then by the time I get through walking Rags for her morning constitution, I have my 1 cup of coffee. Oh, I'm just in a happy-go-lucky kind of a goofy mood this morning, and the chat keeps cracking me up. And then when your managing moderator comes in when you're about to end and go, oh, I just got my notification. You can always rely on me to take you from tears to hysterical laughter. Oh, and Flo, you would like coffee. You do a French press? Ooh, I'm jelly. I adore my coffee time too. I treasure it. I used to hit the coffee as soon as I hit the floor, pretty much before Rags, but her needs come before mine. So now I've figured out my scheduling where the boss's coffee pot, which is just a plain old Mr. Coffee, that I can preset the time. I do his coffee. I set it up the night before so that at 5:30 when he gets up, the coffee is already brewing. Thank you, Nana, for life. And everybody that's interested, I will display those pictures of the Christmas tree on the community tab of my other channel, Lip Locked No More. And like I said, there are other places you can see them, but I don't know what to say, Nana, for life. Just let me do this, and I think you understand. Thank you. I use, I think it's from 1936, the pot that I use. Late 1930s, early 1940s. It's an Italian drip pot. Hang on a second. I'll show it to you, and then we'll say goodbye. Flies, you gifted. Oh my goodness. Flies, honey. Thank you. Y'all, and see, if you are one of the recipients, please be sure to thank Flies on the coleslaw. And as she is reminding you here, where did it go? Come back. Okay. The only special thing that members get here are the custom emojis. I'm just not any good at all. And the members here understand, because before we even had memberships, I explained on the channel that if and when we do get monetized, which we did, and we do get memberships, if you choose to become a member, please understand that I don't have it in me to leave people out. And there are a lot of people in this day and age, they can't afford to be a member. Now, I know that might be tough for some of you to believe. What do you mean there's people out there that can't afford $1.99 a month? Yes, there are people out there that can't afford $1.99 a month. And I just don't feel right creating content that only people that are paying can see. So I explained that ahead of time, and those who have chosen, to become members understand that they get the custom emojis, and that's about it. And thank you guys for doing that. Okay, now, we've been on here an hour. I'm going to show you my weird coffee pot, and then we're going to say goodbye, because it's getting about time to walk Rags again. And I need to do all that learning stuff. I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay. It's dented up. I inherited this from one of my mothers-in-law. And you grind your coffee. You grind your coffee. Okay. Put the ground coffee in there. Then you boil the water in the tea kettle till it whistles. Then you pour the water in and it drips down over the coffee. And it makes up to 4 cups. So, but it's really, really old. It's older than me. So, anyway, if Nana, you have your grandmas. Oh, and Flo, you love. I do too. I do too. Cheryl Mahaffey, you found a dime walking to the grocery store this morning and felt rich, and you were humbled. I often find coins when I get away from the house. And I've got a piggy bank, a penny bank, that is overflowing because all of the coins, like when I do DeVos's, when I wash his work clothes, which are in the washer right now, and I need to get into the dryer. Well, I don't need to get into the dryer. I need to put his clothes into the dryer. Let's clarify that. A lot of times he will have missed a dime or, a penny way down in the corner of his pocket. And therefore our youngest grandchild, Jackie, he gets all the coins. So anyway, kids, thanks for coming and hanging out with me on a pretty much no content live stream. I really did just want to check out the audio. Whatever problem we had the last time we used StreamYard, and the webcam seems to have worked its way out. It wasn't too awful bad with the Ninja Kittens. And since it is a kitty cat channel, predominantly, kitty cats getting in the frame and walking between me and the webcam and sticking their tail in my face, I suppose, is to be expected, isn't it? So, hi, Courtney. Courtney, you have a Pyrex coffee maker? I've seen them. I've never had one, but I have seen them. My mom, and I wish I had it, but it finally burnt up. My mom had a percolator. AC, I know you've got to. Is AC still in here? I know there's got to be some of you kids that remember percolators. I'm looking at chat to see if anybody remembers percolators. I think AC may have had to go on about her day. I know she remembers percolators. My mom had and Flo, you remember them? Cool. Okay. My mom had a was it Westinghouse? There was a famous brand of small kitchen appliances. You don't know me? You have a new one in the box for emergencies? Percolators. Coffee is so interesting. Now, hers was an electric one. when I was a little bitty kid, and we had the wood cook stove, the wood burning cook stove, Mama had a coffee percolator that kind of looked like this, except instead of, the knob on top, it had the little glass thing that you could see when your coffee was done, right? That's what the glass thing on top was for. I mean, you could hear it percolating. You didn't need it for sound, but you watched it, and when it got to a certain color, that was, what you guys know, Nana for Life, you remember, Hot Point. Yes. Thank you, Owen Flo. I was going through like Sylvania and Westinghouse and like West Bend. No, that's newer. Yes. But anyway, it was after we moved and we had electricity, Mother saved S&H green stamps. Most of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. She also saved gold bond stamps, but you only got those at the Safeway store. Or was it Kroger? Anyway, Mama saved S&H green stamps. I still have, other than her percolator, from the late 1950s and early 1960s, everything she got, including her electric hand mixer, kitchen utensils, all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, we'd be here all day. All right, that's an exaggeration, but Mama used S&H green stamps to get an electric percolator while we were in tall cotton. I wasn't allowed to have coffee. I was allowed to have a cup of milk with a dab of coffee in it. I was like 4 or 5 years old, maybe 6. I honestly don't remember how old I was, but I was way too young to have coffee. But my mother drank her coffee hot, sweet, and blonde. And so she would warm the milk and then make a big production, or my sister, who was almost 11 years older than myself, they'd make a big production for me out of, they're pouring the coffee, and here's Susie's coffee. When it was really just a mug of warmed milk with a little splash of coffee and some real cream skimmed off of the top of the milk that had come out of the milk cow out in our barn. Real cream. I haven't had what I would give, darlings, in closing, with this little stroll down memory lane. What I would give for a cup of that coffee. It tasted so different. It perked on a wood-burning cook stove in a kitchen that was warmed by the cook stove with a hardwood floor that got cleaned with a broom and hot soapy water that got sloshed across it and swept out to the back porch and out into the yard. The cream fresh that morning from the cow. The only thing that came from the store was the coffee itself and the sugar. And they were precious commodities. Coffee and sugar and salt, very, very precious commodities where I grew up. So, thanks for hanging out for over an hour with me. I'm sorry. Hi, Kiki Eyes. Hi, Amanda Hudson. You remember green stamps? So it's time for me to get on with my day. So in closing, please. Remember to spay and neuter your fur babies. Please take them for their regular annual checkups and keep their shots up to date in order to maintain the good health that you have managed to achieve. Please always be kind to wildlife. They need all the help they can get from us. They're not encroaching on our habitat, we're encroaching on theirs. And as always, the very, very most important of all, please, always be kind one to another. It's not going to hurt you a single bit. It's not going to cost you one thin dime. And it will come back to you. It's a promise. It's a promise. It'll come back to you tenfold. And when it does, it will be when you very least expect it. But you need it the very, very most. Now go in peace and do something good for yourself today as well. As always. What's new, pussycats? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, Whiskers. I love you. Bye.